This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
Good evening. It's time for headlines now on NDTV Hindu because it's 8 p.m. But the country is reeling under a terror alert even as India hopes to promote peace with Pakistan. That's the big story. I'm Radhika Iyer. Let's see what the headlines are. The Home Ministry issues a terror alert in India, says terrorists may strike at public places to derail talks between India and Pakistan. Sexual harassment in the Presidency College. A professor of zoology allegedly molests his lady colleagues. 15 kgs of the party drug ketamine seized at the Chennai airport today. Is the city becoming a major drug transit point? Union Minister Dayanidhi Maran rubbishes criticism about World Tamil Conference, says it's not about votes, it's about Tamil.
The intention of having World Tamil Conference in Coimbatore is not for votes, it's basically to promote.
It's an NDTV Hindu impact. Popular masala manufacturer pulls out old stocks from Puliyanthopu after we showed worms in their masala. Jaswant Singh back with the BJP 10 months after he was expelled, says he still stands by his comments on Jinnah.
I'm committed to doing whatever I can.
Happiness के साथ-साथ sense of relief भी है.
Hyderabad Saina Nehwal makes India proud yet again. She's now ranked number 3 in world badminton rankings. India sets target of 269 for Lanka at the Asia Cup final. Will they manage to keep the Lankans away from the cup though? A terror alert has been issued all over India from the Home Ministry as the Foreign Secretaries of India and Pakistan gave positive signs at a joint conference today and say their round of talks has gone well very well. The Indian government has issued this terror alert. The Ministry of Home Affairs believes that Pakistani terrorists opposed to the talks may be looking to damage the process that's aimed at reducing the trust deficit between the two countries. The Home Ministry has said that terrorists could possibly strike at public places, but there is no specific alert to a particular place, location, or even a city. We can now go across to the Director General of Police of Tamil Nadu, Madam Latika Saran. Madam DGP, how is Tamil Nadu prepared and what security measures in Chennai? Madam Latika Saran, if you can hear me, Radhika Iyer this side, just want to know, in the wake of this terror alert, how exactly is Tamil Nadu prepared and are there any special security measures in Chennai in any particular locations?
We are already on high alert throughout the state because we've been having certain problems on the railways, etc. So our entire force is geared up and is already on high alert. However, in the wake of this message which we've got, we've extended all these access control measures which we had in all railway stations and bus stands, also to the airports. And we are ensuring that all anti-sabotage checks and baggage checks, etc. are being done. There's thorough frisking of all persons getting in. We're intensifying round-the-clock lodge and vehicle checks. There are the highway patrols are on the move the whole time, checking up vehicles, ensuring there is no movement of any kind of explosives whatsoever.
Okay, ma'am. Any specific locations or any specifications or particulars given by the Intelligence Bureau or the State Intelligence?
No. See, in our general alerts, one of the places that we concentrate heavily on are the cities, and then onto the coastal patrol area, coastal side also.
All right, ma'am. Thanks very much. Appreciate you joining us on this show. So, the Director General of Police reiterating that Chennai and Tamil Nadu per se has always been on an alert situation, but in the wake of this particular terror alert that's come from the Home Ministry today, it seems that the police is even more vigilant and obviously the night ahead will be a long night and will be on tenterhooks to take no chances. In fact, we were joined by NDTV's special correspondent Sudhi Ranjan Sen, who gave us details on the terror alert and the perspective on the talks that are happening as we talk.
The terror alert has been issued by the Ministry of Home Affairs. It's in fact a countrywide terror alert that has gone out. And in fact, we know for a fact, our sources confirmed to us that the ministry has spoken to various state governments telling them to be on the alert. Aside from the terror alert that has been sent, the idea being that with the talks happening, groups that do not want India and Pakistan to talk could strike to force India's hands again, to create a situation whereby India, the leadership or the government cannot justify re-engaging Pakistan. That is the main fear, because the government of India's reading is that there is a substantial amount of terrorists who are ready, and there is also an element within the Pakistani establishment which may, use this because they are not happy with the steps being taken to normalize India and Pakistan, the relationship between India and Pakistan.
Our other top story, a professor at the Presidency College here in Chennai is now in trouble after 4 lady colleagues from the college have lodged a sexual harassment complaint against him with the city commissioner. The women there alleged that the head of the department, in fact the assistant head of the Department of Zoology, had abused them inside the college campus. The 4 women who are staff, some of them even in the zoology department, personally met with the Commissioner of Police this morning and lodged this very complaint. We are now joined by my colleague Salim. Well, Salim, it seems to be a rather embarrassing case. Have you managed to speak to any of these victims, these 4 women who work in the Presidency College, or have you managed to see the complaint per se? What are they alleging?
Sources from the police department who saw the complaint say that these 4 women who came all the way to the commissioner office and met the additional commissioner of police, Mr. Shakil Akhtar, had accused the professor of verbally abusing them last week. So they were urged the top cop to look into the issue and take action as soon as possible. The complaint was forwarded to the concerned deputy commissioner of police to probe into the issue, and when we contacted the deputy commissioner, Mr. Sarangan, he very clearly said that the police will not shy away from taking action if they found the professor to be guilty.
Okay, Salim, but if we may remind our viewers, just the first week of this very month, we reported yet another case of sexual harassment in this very college, Presidency College, and if I'm not wrong, the professor is now in Pural prison. Quite an embarrassment for the Presidency College. Have there been any reactions from there?
Yes, Radhika, this issue is not just embarrassing for the students and professors of Presidency College. Even sources from the police department and the public say that they are quite embarrassed over the issue that is going up in the Presidency College. And even the cops say that they have, even though they are in the preliminary stage of this investigation as far as this sexual harassment case is concerned, they have to proceed slow and steady, because they are dealing with an educational institution which is not an usual process. So the police are very clear that they are quite embarrassed over the issue, and even we managed to speak to some of the college students. They say that they are feeling quite embarrassed over the issue that the college is facing right now.
Okay, Salim, thanks very much for those details. An embarrassment for an institution as reputed as the Presidency College. We will have to wait and see what the investigation will show. But the question we are asking, are sexual harassment laws in India failing victims? You should keep watching NDTV Hindu, because at 9 p.m. on prime time on News Tonight, we will be discussing that. In fact, debating that, we will be joined by a counsellor who knows many victims who are still waiting and are shy to complain. And of course, we'll get the law point. We'll have a top lawyer live in our studios. So keep watching NDTV Hindu and particularly this bulletin. Moving on. Now, the World Tamil Conference may have come under sharp criticism for the amount that was spent and the kind of resources that were spent. But Union Minister Dayanidhi Maran has rubbished all the criticism. He states that the conference was definitely not election politics. Maran says that most of the people were just in the habit of criticizing DMK. So he says it's not about votes, it's all about Tamil.
Having World Tamil Conference in Coimbatore is not for votes. It's basically to promote and make sure that is also that every time the Chief Minister selects a region, is that make sure that every region in Tamil Nadu is equally represented. So that you get a chance for them, so that to showcase not only Tamil conference, but also to showcase the region of Coimbatore and Kongu, because it is a very green, it's more green place, and also it can handle such a huge population coming into. Do understand that some people are born to criticize. So whatever you do, they will criticize. There's a saying in Tamil, you can never straighten the dog's tail.
Dayanati Maran there, as articulate as ever, rubbishing critics. It was day 2 at the World Tamil Conference, and which is underway with about 4,000 scholars in Coimbatore. For this extravaganza, the mood in the city was completely upbeat. There's a lot of color, cheer and crowd in Kovai. In fact, Shabir Ahmed is in Coimbatore, and I'm joined by Shabir at the moment as we talk. Shabir, how was day 2 like? What exactly happened through the day? What happened to those dialogues in Tamil, and what's likely to happen tomorrow? Give us a perspective of what's happening there.
Well, day 2 was same as yesterday. It was overwhelming response by the people of Western region. For more on this, I am now joined by Mr. Rangaraj, who is a senior journalist. Sir, thank you so much for talking to us. Sir, what is your general analysis on this conference, sir?
I think more than the speeches, the rally yesterday was a huge one. There were a lot of colorful floats, and I think a lot of people watched it, the local people in Coimbatore, and people had come from adjoining districts as well. And today there's been a massive upsurge of people standing in long queues, 2-kilometer long queues to have a look at the exhibition, general exhibition. There's a book exhibition that's also been inaugurated today. There's also an internet exhibition, and there are all food stalls, apart from the other activities at the main conference. So there's been, I think, a huge media explosion. It's unbelievable. I think the newspapers are carrying 3-page, 4-page just photographs, color photographs of the rally and the exhibition and the conference, and there's live coverage by some TV channels in Tamil Nadu, and also partly by Doordarshan. So people are very curious also to find out what's happening here. They want to see for themselves, there's obviously a huge spectacle that's been that's there
for them. Okay,
for them to visualizing a huge spectacle. They're turning out huge numbers.
Politically speaking, how significant is this conference for the DMK, sir, in the western region in particular?
One thing is of course the political angle, but the second thing is the DMK always tries to project and portray itself as an organization that stands for development of Tamil, the savior of Tamil and protector, and the vanguard of the Tamil movement. That has been the DMK's and Mr. Karunanidhi's USP all along. So naturally they will play the Tamil card. But this is in a way a different conference, because it's the first conference being organized after the UPA government at the center granted the classical language, the Semmori status for Tamil. And that has created now an upsurge among Tamil scholars all over the world, that they must take the movement forward. I mean, it's okay having got the classical language status. Now they want the next stage to be undertaken, for various schemes to be undertaken, various projects to be undertaken, research and so on. So that, it's a huge step of having a classical language status now at this conference. Politically, of course, the DMK and the UPA did suffer a few reverses in the Coimbatore, Salem, Erode belt, but that's largely, I think, due to the Kongunadu Peravai. It is a new organization, and they put up a lot of independent candidates.
Now, will the Chief Minister be able to change equations, sir?
Yeah, two things have happened. As I was mentioning, the Kongunadu Peravai, they have talked to them and tried to make sure that they have no real grouse against the government. So they may not put up candidates against the DMK government, or they may not even contest the elections. Even if they don't support the DMK, at least they won't lose about 1 lakh votes in a parliamentary constituency. So I think that part of it they have taken into account. The second thing is, obviously, of course, there will be a kind of upsurge in the overall image of the Chief Minister and the DMK. It's a general kind of a goodwill factor, a feel-good factor, that they are doing something for Tamil and Tamil conference. More than a political thing. I think it's largely that they are building on the image that they are the real champions of Tamil.
Okay, that's quite clear. We will have to wait and see, will the Chief Minister be able to change equations. Back to you in the studio, Radhika.
All right, Shabir, thanks very much, and thank you to Mr. Rangarajan for all that analysis. We'll stay with news on the World Tamil Conference, even as people are enjoying, students are enjoying the multiple holidays and of course Rahman's music on Sentamirai. There is something that's bothering many people as well. There is a message that is doing the rounds. You perhaps may have this particular one in your inbox as well about how great the Tamil Conference is and how you should be forwarding this very message to 15 people if you want to get free talk time worth 199 rupees. But Pratiksha, my colleague, tells you why this SMS, which is meant to be a short messaging service, is actually a shock messaging service.
The inbox of many cell phones in Chennai has this SMS, which claims to give you 199 rupees worth of talk time free on forwarding the same to at least 15 people. The SMS is about the World Tamil Conference and its importance. Many mobile users have sincerely forwarded the message to 15 people and more, only to realize that they received no such free talk time as promised. In fact, their prepaid balance has come down by 15 rupees.
I got this SMS last week. So normally I don't give much importance to these things, but I immediately sent to 15 people, and every 5th minute I was trying to see whether I'm getting any message from them, but nothing like that. It turned out to be a hoax.
The message, crafted so intelligently, has managed to convince even the usually careful and skeptic minds.
Message had come. They said if I send it to 15 people, there will be a top-up of 199.50, and it had also come in the Hindu. So I tried sending it to 15 people, but there was no top-up or nothing happening.
Telecom operators in Chennai have told NDTV Hindu that they have no such knowledge about the message, nor have they received any communication from the state government. They also said that any message that demands to be forwarded and promises free talk time in return is fake, and that they will take no responsibility. In Chennai, Pratiksha Ramkumar for NDTV Hindu.
From one shock to the other shock, officials of the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence in Chennai are on a high. A huge haul of ketamine, for 14.5 kgs to be precise, worth close to ₹1.5 crore in the international market, was seized from a Kuala Lumpur bound passenger. The contraband was concealed in an ice cream machine. Ketamine is used in rave parties and is usually called the party drug. Our crime reporter Salim sniffed out this story.
Tucked away in these ice cream machines was a consignment of ketamine. But an intelligence scoop melted the drug syndicate's conspiracy to smuggle it out of Chennai via Malaysia to Southeast Asian countries where it is banned. And here's why it makes business sense for drug lords. A kilogram of the substance cost about 30,000 to 35,000 rupees in India. Abroad, it fetches a 30-fold jump in the cost per kilo. That's 8 to 10 lakh rupees. Unlike heroin, ketamine does not as yet fall under the Narcotics, Drug and Psychotropic Substances Act, under which offences can lead to a 10-year jail sentence. Only the export-import rules apply, making it mandatory for a no-objection certificate from the Central Bureau of Narcotics in Gwalior to transport the drug. The majority of seizures are made in South India, with consignments bound for Malaysia, Indonesia, Hong Kong, Taiwan, China and the Philippines. 3 persons have been arrested, but with little or no deterrence. They could well be back in the illegal trade. In Chennai, Salim for NDTV Hindu.
We'll take a short break now, but if you're adding masala to your curry for dinner, stay with us or come back after this little break because there's something for you.